I'm going to go over Slack 102 while referencing some Slack 101 because I like to repeat myself, apparently, and to kind of bring context to what I'm talking about. Don't hesitate. Please stop me if I'm not making sense. If you have questions, I like interaction. We're going to go through high level. Whoop, here comes Dina. Dina's here. I love seeing you guys. Good morning, Dina. Hope she's connecting. Good morning, Miss Dina. All right, let me get my screen set up so I can see your beautiful faces by my camera. All right, now everybody turn your cameras on. Now, but yes, we're going to talk about the most basics still. Like, it's still not going to be so high level that you're not going to use the stuff, but I want to refer to the fact that Slack is an acronym for searchable log of all conversation and knowledge. And everybody's like, oh, that was an afterthought. Like, supposedly the creator of Slack swears this is the true reason why he named it that. I know that Sandy's a big proponent of don't just give it a name for a name. But it is. This is where we have our conversations, and this is where we store a lot of knowledge. When in doubt, as Holly says, reach out. And if you don't want to jump on Zoom, Slack's your best friend. I'm going to go through the basics again. Up here where it says my Rico, this is where you can break down your workspaces. You will have less workspaces to see. You'll have more of agent portal, I want to say studio, support, and transactions. So if you only want to see a breakdown of this more simplified, if I go to just transactions only, this is kind of where I live for the most part. It's going to reduce the amount of channels you have over on the left here. If you're like me and I have to have all things open at all times to keep it front and center and in front of me, I like to have all workspaces open. Then this is something we could do if y'all want to jump into Zoom someday, if you're really feeling froggy. I'd love to help you break down your channels because I know, like Lindsay, she's newer and she was saying she gets overwhelmed with the amount of channels she sees. So I try every morning to minimize all of my sections. I've organized it, broken down by what makes sense to me. And what's cool is what I do on here does not impact what you guys see. You can all set yours up to make yours as convenient or all wide open as you want. I saw it from Lady and then from Nate. We were all kind of playing with it, and this just makes sense. I do want to talk more about your unreads, your threads, huddles, drafts and sent, and then your directories. I'm going to start with directories because we're all pretty and beautiful in here. This is where you can come in and put in your name and phone number and your email address and your picture. Remember to do that. You can come down here to your picture on the bottom left, click that puppy and upload your pictures, which many of you have. I really appreciate that. This is great as we expand. So say we have Lindsay, she's down in Texas, and we're like, oh, I don't know Lindsay's number. I can be able to click on her info and find her so I could send her a referral. If somebody then, as we're in Colorado, Illinois, now Josh, I'm going to introduce Josh. He's going to be more of a tomorrow introduction, but he's in South Dakota. If we have a referral, we can send a referral over to him too. So he's going to be in here as a nice reference to everybody. So let me use Emily here. I've got her email, and then she can come in and put her phone number. And then in your bio, you can put more information as well. All right, drafts and sends. I actually haven't opened this one. So this is stuff that you may have started and you're like, oh, I forgot to send it. Clearly this is from the 10th, so I'm just going to trash it. But then you've got your huddles. These are previous huddles I've had with people. Like Alicia liked to use it. She came in, she went to her support channel and she went to, so like, let's use Emily since she's here. Emily Wynn. If you come up to the very top of your messages. Well, Emily, we talk a lot. I love it. I want to say the huddle is
It's on the top with the little headphones
the
next to,
headphones.
yeah.
So we've got this one, and you can do it start a huddle or copy huddle link. So you can send it to somebody else that want to join. Um, then
I
do
will
it.
say, Anne, real quick on the huddle
Yes.
one, if you see in your support channel there's 6 people in that
Mhm.
one channel and you hit that huddle button, it's going to call all 6 people.
Sure.
So just keep that in mind.
Yes. Actually, you make a great point. Thank you. So if you do want to do an individual huddle, there are your direct messages. I do suggest avoiding direct messages if it's when possible, if it's not specific to an individual huddle. Um, but because we use your support channels as your home base for answering important questions, and we want everybody to be involved. All your staff, your broker, the CEO, COO, everybody involved. Um, but if you need it to be individualized, definitely do a direct message. Um, this is another reminder in your Slack. Everybody's like, what's my ID? What's my number? If you go to your support channel, it's going to be over here. You've got like mine is 03. Lindsay, you're 18. I don't have Nate's. But you always, I can never remember mine. So I always have to go check it. If you want to create a channel, this is important for you guys too. Um, if you come down to your channels, which this is what most of you will be seeing is this long list of channels for you. Um, you want to come here, right click, create it. If you want to just do a new channel, we're going to do a walkthrough of a basic blank channel. So I can create this and make this all for myself, for my own organization. I can invite a single person or I can invite everybody. So I'm going to start with next. I'm going to give it a name. So no matter what you name it, no capital letters are involved, and it will put a space between every word. It's just how Slack works. So say I want Annie priorities uh, TC. Here I can then choose public. So if anybody wants to find it, it will not invite you per se, but you can at least search for it. Or I can just make it private because I want to use this as my home base for some specific information I just need to find quickly. So I'm going to create it. This is where you can invite people to the channel though. It's going to say add people. Maybe I want to invite Holly and Sandy. So I can do individual or I can hit staff and you can choose people based on which section of the workplace they're in. Maybe I just want all 5 members of my RICO. Uh, I'm just going to do all staff for now. Add it. Now, anything I do in here will get everybody can be able to access it. You are not able that I'm aware of to archive a channel if you accidentally create it or delete it. You can always let me know and I can come in and archive or delete it if you don't want it anymore and you want to get it out of your list. But let's go to why we use Slack. And it's uploading your files for compliance. That's kind of like the main hub for all of your information. So first I'm going to make a channel. So since I have all of my sections closed, if I open up my channels, I know that my instructions start here. This is your best friend. This is what you're going to click on the most is this channel. If you can't find it or you're like, I can't remember what it's called, just remember start here and it'll pull up the list from your search function up here. So transactions only, it's a public channel. I'm going to click it. See, I highlighted it over here as well. This is where you start your file. So green button, boop. Agent ID 25003, agent last name, AIDS, file type. I'm going to do a listing, file status. It's just a person that I'm talking to. I don't have any paperwork signed yet, so I need to send it to my TC, which is me, to have it prepped and ready for signatures. My source, if you're paying a referral, Zillow, agent referral company, or other, utilize here. Most of my people are referrals or Sphere. Client's last name is going to be Claus, because I always seem to use Santa Claus. Full address 123 Main Street, anywhere. Please put in the full address. It helps us out a lot. state abbreviation. So like Lindsay, she's in Texas, she's gonna put TX. It helps us for our naming convention, our channels, which you can name your channels whatever you want if you're just using them for yourself, but we have a system for ours for easy access and quick review. So Iowa, notes for self, Annie is the TC. You can put any other notes you want in here, but most people keep this pretty simple. So I'm going to submit. Now you'll see at the top of my channels list is going to create that channel. Now it's here. Well, I know this is a listing lead and I have an organization. Lindsay and I created a ton of channels for herself last week or a couple days ago. So to organize these for quick access, I've got mine broken down: buyer lead, buyer active, buyer pending, listing lead, listing active, listing pending. So like I'm just going to move mine listing lead. So you can right click it and move channel this way. So it's a listing lead and have a unicorn because it's a wish and a prayer, then hope that they're going to sign. Obviously, we're not under contract yet. Or you can drag and drop. So I can also just take this guy and put it in listing leads. Either one works. Open it up. It's going to be on the top of my list for now. It is not organized by number or alphabet until you click it. So I'm going to click it. Now it's moved it to numerical order. Holly has this set up very wonderfully for us. Puts all of our basic info in here. And we've got at least the last name. So it's Claus, Main Street, but we want to start with client contact info. Santa Claus, Santa at northpole.com. Any other notes you might want to leave? We're going to submit it. Now it's going to be showing up here, but it's also going to show up in the top here. Boom. So anytime I hover, I can see their email and their phone number at the top of the channel all the time quickly. But it's also going to be created right here. And you can't start your paperwork or have a TC start your paperwork until you do your client contact info. So here, I'm going to pin this because I want it here forever. Say we get like 2, 3, 4 months into this and we want to be able to find something. You come up to the top level here, you've got your pins. I just want to find it. Boom, anything that's pinned lives in infamy right here. Quick access. I want to go back to my messages. Boom, back to my messages. Then we've got start my paperwork. Y'all have, most of you have utilized this if you're a transaction, working with me as a transaction coordinator. So start my paperwork. Will then open into another page. I'm not going to go through that at the moment because most of you have seen it. It's a type form. It's a questionnaire. It's really freaking basic. It's contact info, email. But what you need for me to be able to fill out said paperwork. How much are you getting paid? Is there any other details that I need to know about? Then once that's filled out, it then sends me a little notification. Give me the squeaker. Thank you. Dog's playing with his wrong toys. Then I get a little notification. This is why I keep my little TC program at the top here. When this highlights white, I'm like, ooh, I got something to do. You fill that puppy out. I'm notified that I have a questionnaire that I need to take care of. I then file it back to this, pin it. We've got everything here. I'm going to get started on your paperwork. It is a 24-hour turnaround for buyer and seller packets, but I love to wow and surprise you and get that done in like an hour. If I'm not busy or tied up in a meeting, I'm going to try and get that knocked out. So start my paperwork. This is your best friend. Now, once those documents are created, I'm going to then upload them to your file. If you've signed them, your client signed them, they're going to live here again in infamy. So you use your little plus button, upload to your computer, or excuse me, upload from your computer, or you can drag and drop. This kind of sucks because I can't show my full screen, but if you have your files open, you can literally drag from your file folder into your messages here, which I'm going to do, and you might be able to see it. Let's see here. Please open file folder. Just pretend like you can see me dragging a file. I'm going to pull one from one of your guys's, Iowa, Abby Goodell. She's got a buyer. Boom. So I'm going to drag this over. Literally drop it. It's now in here, but it's not sent until you send it like a message. Boop. Uploaded. Now, if I don't like the naming convention, like say you upload it and it's XY724, nobody knows what it is. I do ask that you come in and edit your file so that in mass, we can be able to jump in and go, oh, this is assessor. That's a required document, right? If you're like, oh, I don't remember what required documents there are. Up along here are your canvases and along with Nate's TQ list. Do not utilize this. This is, or do not click on anything in here. This is for Nate and myself, but it's also a quick reference. This list right here is going to be the same as your list in here, except this is where we fill out more information. So again, list of all the documents you need. If it's a listing, got your pre-listing docs needed once you're under contract, and then your post-closing. This is everything that's required at the bare minimum. If you have counter offers, if you have addendums, amendments, any of those are going to obviously go in here as well. And then sometimes your house or the property may be built prior to 78. We're not adding it. Don't worry about it. If you didn't do an inspection, we'll figure that out. Don't hesitate to over communicate. But this is where you can also create more files. If you're working with me, you can ask like Isabel and Emily, this is where I'll put your photos. I'll create a file. So I'm going to come up to my plus. I'm going to add a folder, not a file, excuse me, folder. If you want to do this for yourself, if you're really organized, feel free. You can create your own lists, your own workflows. At the very least, know that this is your home base for your checklists. Most of you, I think, have caught on how to upload your docs, but then how to find a file again. If you've uploaded a bunch of stuff and you're like, oh, I can't remember, instead of scrolling through your whole page, come in here, go to files, and anything that's a file, boop, lives right here. It's going to be pink. You can click on it. And this is what Nate is doing. He's coming in and he's like, cool. Oh, wait, this is the wrong address. This has, you know, a completely different address for Johnston, Iowa. Why is this in the one for 123 Main Street anywhere? This is where we sometimes find people put in the wrong assessor or you upload the wrong documents. It's easy to come in and just delete and upload the correct ones. Now to more tips and tricks. Let's use my priorities. These are important. We have priorities top and center for me, and I live on my page. So send Dawn's KC docs with estate docs. If I want to remind myself to do this later, there's a few different ways to do this. I can click the later button. This then triggers the flag over on the left-hand side here, or my later button. And it's going to stay here until I turn it off here, or I'm going to come over to my later button here. It's going to be on the top of my list. Boom, upload docs. Bum, bum, bum. Is that the right one? I'm gonna laugh. Oh, here we go. So they're in order. But once you're done with something, you can
It's on the top of your list on the left-hand side, Ann.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I was just trying to figure out which one.
Yeah.
I have a ton going on right now. But for my laters, when they're finished, I have so many. Boop, my bad. Save for laters. Let's go back to home. And then I was showing Lindsay, because I'm, again, a big fan of leaving stuff unread. If I need to go back to something and it's important, and I'm going to have to deal with it like within the next hour or a couple of hours, I will then come here and just go to the list of mark unread, or you can do Command U. There are a ton of commands in Slack. I don't want to overwhelm you with the commands, but do yourself a favor. Learn your mark unread. So like, this is something I really need to do. So mark unread. It's going to be forever in perpetuity. And it's going to highlight my channel white. Then search and filters. Say I'm in here and I put a lot of stuff in my priorities. I can either search as a grand search, an overall overarching search through all channels, or go to your triple button menu, boop, come down here to search in channel. That way you don't have to type out the whole channel name. So search in channel. And I can, anytime I've talked about Don or a Donald, Don, it now pulls up any of my lists. And then it's not perfect, so it has done, which is good. I'm grateful it's going broader than just the basic name. But you can clear it, or you can just keep searching. So I want to search in channel. I'm gonna use Holly. Ooh, Hulky. Got a lot of different things in here that I can look at, or I can just boop, boop, boop. The breakdown is so that you can quickly access it. Let's see, create a simple post canvas, customizing theme and sidebar. Ooh, do not disturb hours. So if you guys get in here and you're still feeling lost, that's where I ask you to come to Zoom and we're just gonna practice. When in doubt, practice. But over here, come to your picture. And you can choose your profile to, like I said, add your picture and all your information, but your preferences are important. So, notifications. I talked about this earlier, but please do yourself a favor. I know that we have an agent that doesn't work outside of 11 to 7. Those are her hours. She tells all her clients that. I'm not going to stop her from it. So every day, she only wants to get notifications from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. You change it here. But then also, this is your best friend. I'm going to talk about reminders here in a second. I start my day usually about 8:30, 9:30 every day. All of my reminder notifications pop in at 9 o'clock. You can change this. If you want everything to come in at 1 p.m., change it. But the most important part about, I shouldn't say the most important part, but a very helpful trick is to do a / remind. And it tells you exactly how to break down your remind. So you want to choose the channel, say what you want to do and when you want to do it. You do not need to use the brackets when you do this. It is just telling you what to do. So it is always / remind, space, hashtag. Maybe I want to pick a specific channel. I can start typing priorities. So I want to prioritize, where's my priority? TCN. Priorities and, there we go. So this channel, what I'm currently in, check this and complete to-do list tomorrow at, let's just say tomorrow. That's as simple. I don't have to put in a time. You can put in a time. But when I click the send button, I have now sent a reminder for myself. Boom, boom, boom. And then tomorrow at 9 o'clock, I'm going to get a reminder. It's going to come to my phone because I have my phone set up. And that's going to be 103 Slack for next week. Learning how to use the app on your phone. But reminder is seriously, for those of you that don't live in Slack, but want to just have a reminder every once in a while, please do this. You can do reminder next week, reminder day before your inspection, reminder. Those are the things I'm building out at the moment for you. If we know something's coming up, especially closings. Maybe we know an appraisal is coming. If you're on the seller side, they're not always communicative about when that's coming, but yeah, the notifications are the most important. And as I said, if you are an 11 to 7 person and say you're coming in and you're wanting to show up for one of our meetings, check Slack a few times a day. Do me that favor, open up the app, look for anything that's highlighted white. Or if you're using the dark version, highlighted darker black. But your unreads, at the very least, come here and see what's unread. Oh, that's really funny. It's under my priorities thread. I do not have that. I just had that many. Oh, that makes me sad. Oh, wow. So you can connect your calendar too. This is one thing I wanted to talk about. But like here, Nate, I told him I almost screwed something up. He's like, I got you. Like, mark is red. Dana Davis, yay, mark is red. Quo, we got a little message, mark as read. It's so funny. I had two things at the beginning of this meeting and now I've got a bunch. So this is a good way to catch up on what you're doing. Down here, I'm gonna minimize this again because I don't want to give anybody a conniption fit about how many channels are open. But in your apps, you can go to the Google Calendar. I love this for myself because come in here and see exactly what I've got going on that day. And it will send me a little reminder 1 minute before my events pops up as a notification as well. If you ever have any questions about other apps that you might want to add, feel free to jump into Zoom with us and we'll go through it. Is there anything that I am missing? Holly, Nate, Lindsay, even Josh, all of y'all that you'd talk
Another
about?
thing I use a lot, and when scroll up real quick on the left side as much as you can. Maybe it's because it's not expanded. Go back to your channels and expand it on the bottom there,
Got it?
just to see. Okay, now scroll back up all the way. Oh, because so what usually I do, there's like an orange button or something that will say unread, and a lot of times when I'm trying to catch up, I just keep clicking that, and it'll take me directly to what the last message I haven't read, and it'll
Got it.
bounce up and forth. You'll even have one up at top, view unread if you have a big list like that.
Okay.
So I use that a lot for my unreads. Another thing too, you showed me the back button, which I absolutely
Oh,
love. So if you're in one channel and you're like bouncing back and forth, and instead of trying to find that channel again on the left, use that back button that she's using right there, and it takes you. It's like almost like a web browser. It takes you back to the last page that you're on, and you could go back pretty far.
it's funny because as I've gotten older with the any interwebs that I'm working with, I'm not using the back button. I'm just typing out the channel I'm going to. This, yes, thank you for bringing this up, Nate. This has been a lifesaver because Holly might be like, "Hey, I need this," and I'll be like, "Yes, that's important. I need to triage that first." And I'll be like, "What was I doing 3 minutes ago?" Okay, back button. So it's meant to be helpful. I don't even know what this is. Oh, history. What?
Yeah.
It's been a minute since I clicked on this. So, yes, these are all the things I've clicked. Oh, yeah. So,
So
there's, thank you, Nate.
you're welcome.
Do you want to
Oh,
fill out the pending contract details? So like you have the listing, that's once you've accepted an offer, your clients have accepted an offer. Then if you're in the TC program, Anne will do this, but if you're not, then you
fine.
do this. This is part of our process. So
So this is where we need to know who you're using for a closing company or an attorney. Many people use Casey Title, so we're going to use them as an example, or Key Closing. So Casey Title, what's their email, team, if it's the buy side, Colleen, if it's the sell side, at kctitle.com. And the reason for this is it's a home base. If, say, you get sick, or maybe you got to go to the hospital for a few days, then we need to take over. We need this information front and center. Um,
And it's important to put this type of information down because, like, if I need to call the title company or the attorney to try and get closing docs for you or the check or something like that, if you put your information, I'm just going to be end up calling you on accident. So try and make sure you get that title information in there.
and I run into a number of times, so this is just a pain point that I've come to. Um, if it says full name, please do a full name. So many people are like, George. And I'm like, what's George's last name? I don't want to go look at it. Same thing with an address. If you're doing an address, don't do 123 Main Street. Put in the city, state, and zip because we're nationwide, and this makes it a little less struggle bus for the people trying to work with it. Buyer's agent name, Sandy is working for herself. Buyer's agent phone. Same thing. We're going to put in Sandy, put in at my real estate. And then who they're using for their buyer's attorney. So maybe they're using Key Closing. This is stuff you should know. I honestly, as an agent 4 or 5 years ago, I was just like, they'll figure it out. They'll email each other. It's like, no, this should be front and center. So Key Closing, It's gonna be Tisha. Lender contact info, again, we need email, phone number. What's the sales price? You're under contract, so let's put this in there. I went too far. All right, sales price, we're gonna have a $500,000 contract date. We agreed to a date on the 15th, contract accepted. We started it today, but maybe it's not accepted until tomorrow. Earnest money, it's gonna be $5,000 in earnest money due in 3 days, but it's business days, so we're gonna go to the 20th. Home inspection deadline. We know that it's 10 days, so 1, 2, 3, the 25th. Appraisal dates. We may not know this, you can leave it open, but please, if you know it, don't leave it blank. Plan closing date. It's gonna be November 30th. Oh, it's not gonna be on a Sunday. It's gonna be on December 1st. Home warranty. We're doing 625. American Preferred Home Warranty. Premier package. Oh, I cannot spell today. Give us as much information as possible. Other contact details. Annie is TC. She would be the one who's doing this. Other agent helping. Co-listing at, say somebody comes in at the last minute, co-listing. It's gonna be Holly Brink, phone number and email. And we're gonna put in your compensation. So listing agent total, buyer agent total. If it's a percentage, do the math. If you don't know it or you're struggle busing, come to Zoom. But this is where you're gonna add that information and we're gonna submit. Now, takes a second, but it's gonna populate within this channel. Boop. Again, I'm a big fan of pinning, the most important of information. So you come over to the triple button menu of that message, you're gonna pin it. Now, when you come up to your little section up here I was talking about finding your stuff, boop, it lives right here as well. This is a godsend for us as a crew, for yourself, because you might have 3, 4 deals going on, maybe 4, 5, 6 deals at a time. You're like, I can't keep my brain straight. It's 2 clicks away. You open this channel, you open this, boom, you got all your information you need. Does that make sense? Yes, great. Love to hear it. Any other tips, tricks, or suggestions?
Well, we are working on trainings for all this, like the CDA on demand is the next step. So that would take you to the type form to the CDA. And then once you do that, it actually then it's like, okay, now it's ready to settle. So you have to follow the path though, because each thing triggers the next step. So if you skip something or the TC skips something, so that's why anything. Well, and Andy, you do the pending contract details for the people that are in the TC program, or do you still need them to do that?
I don't mind doing it. I just might have some questions, but if I've been doing, what happens is if I'm not handling the contract itself,
Right.
it's much more difficult for me to fill out. I'd have to reference back and forth, but it's doable. But yeah, as she said, this is a step-by-step process. Start here, boop, boop.
Yeah, because if you don't enter your client contact information, it's not going to then send the next message that's like, hey, this is the next step.
And Holly has spent many an hour getting this stuff developed. And so I would just like to say thank you because it makes my life easier. And I love the organization so that again, in 3 weeks, 3 years, 3 months, whatever, I can be able to come back and reference it. It's here. That's even if we archive a channel. So when we archive a channel, it disappears from your channel list over here. That does not mean you cannot still reference it on a search function. So, God, I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but there's been channels I've had to search for and you still have access to as well. It's up here. Oh yeah. Do you
All
like
right.
my
Well, if no one has anything else, we will call it and just let you know when all the trainings are done and in the training library. But any other questions? All right. Well, hey, when in doubt, reach out, message us if you need us. We are here for you. We all started this morning with a blank slate at 0. So go out and talk to a buyer, a seller, or an agent today. Have a good one. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.